I am the contrarian, and this is my world.
Hi, I'm Arvind Vora and I'm the joint venture partner to Gioni in India. I guess we're in this market at a time the world order on mobile phones is shifting and we couldn't have had a situation as good as today.
A special show from MWC. This is the playground of mobile phones, and we've entered a territory which almost every single time I talk to these two gentlemen, there's a new controversy for sure. This is called Gioni land. So let's start off straight and see if we can actually create some more. I'm going to start off straight. You're the two gentlemen that actually said at one time, companies like Samsung, Sony, HTC, it is time over for them because a whole new generation of ways of doing the mobile business, the kind of mobile phones required, and what a customer will want will completely change it all around. Has that really happened already?
Yeah, I think now it's still happening. And after I saw the launch of Samsung Galaxy S6 yesterday, I think more sure about my opinion.
Why? Because to a lot of people, finally Samsung gets it. No more plastic, good looking phone, cutting edge technology, a double edge on both sides. So everything that Samsung was criticized by you, plasticky, doesn't really get it, all seems to have been taken care of. So why will this not become the world's big seller now?
Because it not focus on the user experience. Because Samsung's supply chain is very strong. Now I can see that Samsung Mobile is like hardware bricks. This is my idea. For example, if 5.1 LCD, it does not need WQHD. Full HD is more than enough. Why they use? Because WQHD is 30% more power consumption compared with the Full HD. Number one. Number two is the processor. Samsung processor, the power consumption is very high. So display consumes 60% of the power. CPU consume another 25% of the power. So the two components will consume 85% of the power. But the battery is only 2,600. Where is the user? Do you think this is really the user need?
See, I think Rajiv, if you look at our record, we've been able to see things earlier than others thought.
Okay, can you give me another example of that?
I mean, whatever we said in the last couple of years, when
Which is?
2 years back when you asked me what's your market share aspiration, I said I'll come within the first 7.
But that's you competing and doing your own thing. When we're talking about a world giant like Samsung and they do something which the rest of the world says this is good, they're finally back. Here we are hearing they're not, it's still doomsday for them.
See, I think it's about, when you talk about smartphones, it's all about consumer experience. And I don't think that phone is consumer centric, right? I mean, what you saw in our presentation today, we've probably talked to about thousands of consumers across the globe and then come out with a chart and then put it there, bingo. But here, if you're looking at optimizing your own production, then somewhere down the line, you're killing the user.
Okay. So one of the things that you've immediately been criticized for as soon as you came up with your brand new phone is that a lot of what you're doing is what Samsung did 1 year back. Your extreme mode, the fact that it goes into from a smartphone to almost a feature phone, gives you 33 hours of battery life. Samsung did that first, and you're only adding and copying it now.
Okay.
So on one side you say that Samsung's done, then you say battery is the problem, but a lot of what they've done is what you're bringing into your phones now. So which is the right way to think about this?
I think because for some specific features, maybe sometimes we are earlier or sometimes is earlier. But the main issue is the product philosophy. This is the difference.
Okay. So let me understand this. If Samsung is able to come out with a phone with better battery life by either adding some new battery technology or changing their processor consumption, you would then say Samsung is still a contender, it's only because of poor battery life that they will fail?
No, maybe after 1 year, maybe Samsung will improve. But at the time, consumer will have a new need. Because Samsung not follow the consumer's need, they follow the component improvement. This is the difference.
A lot of people would say For a while, Gionee got stuck in the trap that many other companies also fell, which is slimmer is the way to go, slim is it. You got into a war with other companies to be the world's thinnest phone. You held that mantle for a while, and suddenly you don't seem to think it's important. So aren't you backtracking now with what you said is the future?
See, I think, Rajiv, if you really look at it, when you talk about being slim, we were talking about being slim a year back. Everybody else took 6 months beyond that. Then we came out with the slimmest phone. We by and large owned that platform. So when you talk about slim, you'll definitely remember Gionee, and that's exactly what you did. Beyond a certain point of time, how slim? Beyond size 0, you don't have size negative. So once you port it to an optimized slimness which the consumer prefers, then it's about giving him everything that he wants in that slimness. And I think S7 is all about that.
Is this because you are no longer the slimmest phone in the world? Have you changed your way of thinking because you no longer can win that title?
I think slimness is important, but only slimness is not enough. This is my opinion. Because for us, 4.5 millimeter we can achieve, I know. But it will sacrifice the user's experience. So that's why we don't want to sacrifice the user's basic experience for the slimness. So this is our product philosophy.
Gionee was one of the companies that was taken to be cutting edge in everything. An amazing phone at an amazing price. Now Xiaomi seems to have taken that title from you. How do you take on Xiaomi's business model without destroying yours?
I do think Xiaomi will threaten us.
Okay.
Because
but their numbers are actually unbelievable in China. I mean, look at what status they have. Pretty much #1. So how is that not a threat?
yes, but we should look another 3 years. Maybe everything will change. From my side, price is not the key success factor for the mobile phone. Okay. Not only low price will win.
Yes, I can say media-wise, we've not been that, we've not been shouting over the rooftops. But if you go to statistics, you can actually, I'm making a statement, say, you can put all the brands on one side and you look at my volumes, you'll get an answer.
So you're talking about purely in India?
Yeah, I'm talking about purely in India. I mean, I would talk about India.
Yeah, but that's the reason I started this question by asking, it's no longer only about a country play, right? Yeah. It is about the business ecosystem of selling mobile phones, and there is a threat with the online model. So will Xiaomi defeat itself by continuing to play on this price game?
It's not about what we are going to do, but whenever you follow a price route, you're going to somewhere compromise consumer experience. You compromise consumer experience, you got.
But isn't there price route based on a business model?
Secondly, now because they've got their business model on a price route, people don't want to buy at a particular price. They feel it's a cheap product. I don't want to be seen with a cheap product. So there is also, one is a price issue, second is a perception
You're
issue.
actually saying that people think buying a Xiaomi phone is against their status.
Yes.
Now Xiaomi in China is perceived as cheap brand.
As cheap, low end.
Okay, so you heard it here first. I told you right in the beginning of the show, there will be one statement that comes from these two that will completely shock us all. In China, Xiaomi is taken to be a cheap, not good status phone, completely and totally different from what we thought, at least in India. So that's an interesting thought process. I'm going to leave you both with my final question. It's a single statement. Anywhere from now up to the next 3 years, what do you think will be the biggest change that will shock us all, which we're not seeing right now in the world of mobiles?
In the world of mobile, I think in the future, it's only Apple and Chinese brands.
As far as India is concerned, the way I look at it is, people have realized, and thanks to people like you, that Chinese brands or Chinese products are fairly good quality. What we really need to work on is on our brand. So once we get our brand image clear, you'll see the volumes go up. It's a very straight route. I mean, no confusion.
So let's follow up on that and finish on that note. 5 years from now, can you name the top 3 companies in the world of mobiles by sale of product, not value?
Number 1, I think Apple should be there.
Okay, so number 1 will be Apple. Okay.
Number 2 should be 2 Chinese players.
Will be 2 Chinese players.
Yes.
So name one other than Gionee.
I cannot say. Everybody has a chance.
Okay, let's see if you have a different thought process.
No, as far as I'm concerned, I'm betting on this man to give me all the products. Only thing that my fight
No, but
with
your
him-
question is different.
No, my fight
No,
is
no,
very
no, my question to you is different. I asked him 3 in the world. Your question is 3 in India.
3 in India, obviously Apple, Jony and somebody else
Apple will be the #1 player in India.
in terms of volume, value.
That's what I said. In terms of
Then you take it Jony, Apple and somebody else. Simple.
So like I said, you heard it here first. I don't know how many statements were made here which you heard here first, but they've predicted in 3 years what's going to happen, 5 years which companies will dominate, how the Indian market will completely change, and how certain companies that we're all running after are perceived to be cheap. I shall leave you just with that. We'll see you back here on The Contrarian from here in Barcelona next week.
I am the contrarian, and this is my world.